God knows what is hiding in those weak and drunken hearts.
If you could talk to yourself 5 years ago when you started this, what would you say?
I would say, Sam, you're beautiful. You're not fat. It's not your fault that people have treated you the way they did. You've got potential.
People,
Instead of wasting time hurting yourself for things you didn't do, go out and chase your dreams.
Sam is 15, a teenager in the prime of her life. She's a much-loved daughter, a talented singer and dancer, with so much to look forward to. But instead, she's spent the past 5 years hating life, hating herself, hating the world. And she has the scars to show it, both emotional and physical.
I don't notice them, but sometimes I just wake up and I look at my arm and I look at other people's arm and I just go, oh my God. Like, I've really done that to myself. Like, I put people through that.
It is called self-harming, a scary trend amongst thousands of young Australians, a trend that has been quietly but rapidly growing behind closed doors. Since 1992, the number of hospitalisations in New South Wales alone has almost tripled. Sam's scars are usually hidden by a jumper, but today she wanted to show me, to tell her story, in the hope it will help others.
I know so many kids. It's probably most girls these days, and some boys have done it at some point. Some people do it, to be honest, some people are just crying out for help, like attention seeking, and some people just doing it because their friends do it.
The onset is usually around age 15, or between the ages of 14 to 17, although it's not uncommon as well for it to happen within the younger ages.
Among teenage girls, self-harm can be triggered by anorexia, bullying, depression or boyfriend issues. And it has an almost cultish following. On social media, there are dedicated sites where self-harmers post descriptions and photos of their wounds. A quick search using terms related to self-harm reveals millions and millions of photos.
And for years I self-harmed from a very young age because I was naive. And a lot of kids like young Sam who start to self-harm don't realise that, they do it in secret.
Roxanne is a reformed self-harmer. It helped dull the pain from her childhood and afterwards a life of crime. In 1996, she wrote a book about her journey that was used in the high school curriculum. 20 years later, it's what inspired Sam to stop and seek help. As a result, the book is being re-released.
Here's to positivity, happiness and a good life.
We also see behaviours which include hitting body parts against doors. So we might see males punching walls, etc., where we actually see other behaviours such as punching oneself or of hitting oneself.
Chris Harris is a psychologist with Perth's Youth Focus. He estimates at least 1 in 5 young people attempt self-harm, but not all continue on a regular basis. He stresses the importance of the right help and services.
I use a very simple model in working with parents, and that's about how you communicate with your kids. Have the conversations, not through the social media. We need to have conversations. Then to anticipate some of the stresses that they're having, whether that's bullying, whether that's school exams, etc.
Sam says she was left with no option but to stop. And every day she is left with the same reminder. She wants her scars to serve as a warning to others.
When you look at your arms now, what do you think?
It kind of scares me a little bit. Like, sometimes I don't notice it, but if I just all of a sudden look, I just think, oh my God, I really did that to myself. That's quite, like, a lot of severity. Like, I'm going to carry those for the rest of my life. And people are going to look at me differently, but part of me also sits there and thinks, they're only scars. I've gotten through something. I've gotten through a battle against myself. And I won.